Welcome in. I am Coach Robin Renee, your mindful movement guide through your Pilates journey. And today we're going to just talk about we'll talk about some self-care stuff. We're also going to talk about the 92% brunch. We'll talk about questions that you may have. Oh, I'm pushing stuff on the screen, TikTok. Y'all know I don't know what I'm doing over here. We'll talk about some useful self-care strategies as we continue to navigate this thing called life. So yeah, chime in if you're just coming in. So I'm looking at three different cameras. I don't know why I'm playing. I need these readers. Anyway, hey Kay, hey Dwayne, Charles Love, Thomas, Luis, Deidre, Glitter Goddess, Eugene, Pastor Anna. I'm trying to catch everybody. Christopher, Cutlass, Mrs. CSF. Hello, hello, hello. So when you're joining in, please let me know where you're joining in from. And so if you see me going from one side, that's something clicking. I don't know. So TikTok, I'm new at going live and I'm learning some things, but I hear some stuff beeping over here and I'm not sure what that is. So if you see me looking at this camera, this is TikTok. If you see me looking over here, hey YouTube. And if you see me looking over here, this is fan base. So I'm getting fancy over here, y'all. I'm getting high tech over here. But we're going to have this conversation. We're going to have some fun. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Come in, tap the screen, drop where you're from, whether it's you want to drop your country, you want to drop your state, you want to drop your city, but don't be putting your address on here because I am not responsible for what can happen. So don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. But you can talk to other people in the chat. I love the interaction. We are going to talk about today those things that we tend to overlook when it comes to taking care of ourselves. And so this question was stemmed from episode 1 of our Melanin Matters show, and that is on YouTube. So if you want to go over to my YouTube channel, you can watch episode 1 of Melanin Matters. It is a movement honoring Black bodies through Contrology, which is the original name of Pilates. It started off just as that, a project to highlight the Black bodies in Pilates, because when you look up Pilates or when you see Pilates, when you think of Pilates, you don't think about Black people. And so that's what it started off as. It started off as a project, but then it morphed into an entire movement and we're just riding it out. So I do welcome you to check us out. So go to YouTube, you'll see the first episode that was posted about Melanin Matters, and we were discussing those commonly asked questions that we get, in Pilates in terms of how Black bodies fit into that space. So we're on a mission. We're on a serious mission to globally impact the Pilates industry while shifting the narrative of what Black wellness looks like. And so today we're gonna start taking better care of ourselves in terms of how we see our self-care. Self-care is not limited to going to a spa. So if you don't have an opportunity to go to a spa, it doesn't mean you can't take care of yourself. You can still take care of yourself, invest in some self-care into your wellness account at home. So you can use products that you have at home. You can use gadgets. How many people got all them gadgets? You got all them gadgets and you don't even use them. And did you know that taking a nap is self-care? So if that's all you have, then take. Oh, okay, Charles. Oh, hey, Charles. So Charles just joined. Wendy Grimes. Hey, Wendy Grimes. I'm trying to catch everybody on the screen. Patricia Baldwin, April White, Elaine Heron, Christy 123 Pound, I think, POU, Lori Kennedy, NB, Margaret Vaughn. You all welcome in. Again, let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in the Midwest, in Illinois. So invite. Okay, y'all. I'm trying to learn this TikTok stuff. So y'all be patient with me. So, those names were real. I see Beatrice Taylor, Vincent Jenkins. Welcome in again. Come in. Make yourself comfortable, whatever it is that you're doing. If you want to get into a little self-care while we have this conversation, totally do so. But tap that screen, let me know that you're here. And so I am learning about live. So if you hear me, just give some instructions in terms of some different things that can happen. I'm just learning these things, so I'm sharing them, and I didn't know these things before. Like coming into somebody's live and just, hi, Kat. So coming into somebody's live and just watching, it actually pulls them down from the FYP page. It actually pulls down their numbers and their analytics. I just learned this, so I'm sharing. So even if you don't want to say anything, in the comments, just keep tapping that screen so we can run those numbers up, which will push me further out on the For You page. Just like you saw me, someone else can see me and someone else can benefit from it. And especially if you are benefiting from anything that you hear here, you want to share it to someone else, totally share it as well. So again, come in. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I am in the Midwest. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the taps on the screen. And you can just keep tapping and tapping. You got a little kid next to you. Let the little kid tap the screen. I'm just saying, like, keep going, keep tapping and keep tapping. I didn't know this, so that's why I'm sharing it with you. I'm learning these things about live. Also, that little gold, it's like a goldish orange heart that's up there. It's the daily heart meet. And what I learned about that is, especially if you are a content creator or if you're a store owner, TikTok shop owner, gotta slow down to say that. That gives you points for engagement as well as gives me points for engagement. So that means that if you get the daily heart me, you get, don't quote me, but I think it's 45 points. I'm not sure, but you get points. And what it does is it'll let TikTok know when you start posting your stuff that you are the type of creator or you're the type of consumer that is actively engaged on this platform, and it'll push your stuff out more. So if you're wondering why you're getting 100 views, 200 views, 5 views, 10 views, that's a part of it. It's the engagement. And again, as I start to do these lives, I'm going to take you all along the journey, and the things that I learned, I'm going to share with you. So tapping that screen may seem like nothing, but it means a whole lot. You know, it means a whole lot, especially to the host of the live. And again, that heart me, that little, it's like a little goldish, it's like a little goldish or orange. If you hit that to get your daily heart me, it lets TikTok know that you like to engage with content. And so then TikTok is like, okay, well, this person is cool. They like engaging. Well, let me share their stuff too. So that's what I'm learning, and I'll share that. So again, we're talking about self-care. A lot of people reserve self-care for one day of the week. Sunday can be that day, Saturday can be that day, but you should be practicing self-care every single day. Even if it's only 5 minutes, even if it's only 10 minutes. Oh, I got all these messages, Lord. I don't know what to do. Okay. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. But I don't know how to, I think I can come back and answer those messages. Excuse me. But if you have a comment or a question, put it in the chat so that way I can see it and then I'm able to answer. Same thing with you on fan base, and the same thing with you on YouTube. So just interact in the chat, and that way I will be able to see it. So y'all let me know what you're doing. What did you do today for your self-care? What did you do? That is Lisa Arthen Jones, Vicky Williams, hey, Karen Bull, Mystique, Edna Black, Kimberly, another Edna, Craig. Welcome in, welcome in. I am Coach Robin Renee, your mindful movement guide through your Pilates journey. I also love to talk about useful strategies on the many paths and the many ways to wellness. But I do like to hear from you. I like to hear from people in terms of what you see your self-care as, or how you invest into your self-care, because you may have some things that are unique or some things that are practical that other people can use as well. So if you do have that, if you have what's your go-to thing? Like I said, taking a nap is self-care. And do y'all remember we used to be like running from naps as a kid? At least, I wasn't trying to go to sleep that much, when I was a little kid. But now, baby, I'm taking some naps. I'm shutting down. I'm shutting down. But also, naps allow your body to rest, especially during the middle of the day. And if you have a high stress job, whether you're working from home or whether you're, in actually going into the office, especially if you got to drive in traffic. What's up in traffic? What's up, Detroit? Wait, Detroit 734. Them the cousins. Okay, the best self-care products are Flawless and Brown organic skincare. Yeah. Oh, wait, can I pin you? They said I'm supposed to hold this down. Can I pin you? Flawless and Brown organic skincare. Oh, I pinned you. Look at me. I'm getting fancy. Yes, there you go. Connect with Life with D, Flawless and Brown. They have organic skincare products, and they are the bomb. Thank you so much for saying that. So that is another form of self-care. Your skin is the largest organ on your body. It's also the one that takes the biggest beating when it comes to at like outdoor exposure. So whether you're in the sun, you're in the wind, you're in the rain, you're in the cold, your skin needs that extra special care. And that's something that you can do on a daily basis to take care of your skin. And I would say definitely get with Flawless and Brown skincare products. So the comment is pinned, so you can connect with Life with D. Send her, is it a request? What we do on TikTok? Is it a follow? So give her a follow, and then connect with Life with D. Continue to tap on that screen. Like I said, if you got a kid there, do y'all put kids on punishment? I don't know. See, my kids are older, so I don't know. Do kids still go on punishment? Self-care Sunday for me. I walk my dog Tiffany, and then 30 minutes on the Peloton with Allie. Okay, good stuff. That's D's Fit to Run. All right, let me pin D's Fit to Run. Okay, this is someone else that you want to get with. Okay, I'm gonna pin you. So I hope y'all got Life with D. So D's Fit to Run. If you're not familiar with D's Fit to Run, she helps people to be fit to run. Like, you don't have to run. It's through walking. So D, let me know in the chat. You let me know. You make sure you let me know. So you don't have to run, but if you had to, you can get away. You can get away. So she wants to help people to promote the healthiest lifestyle that they can promote by simply putting that one foot in front of the other, and that's what you start with. And also, so D, let me know in the comments. If you're not able to even go outside, she even has programs. Okay, that's correct. You can walk a marathon. You can walk a marathon. So she even has, programs and strategies where you can just walk in front of your TV. Like, how many people out there binge watching? You be binge watching stuff. She even has strategies for that. Like, how can I start? Like, I can't even go outside. Say you don't even have no shoes. I'm just saying, what if it's at that point? She has strategies for you to use while you are binge watching these series and these episodes until you get to the point where you can actually go outside. And if you have a dog, y'all need to see Tiffany. Y'all need to see Tiffany. Her dog is like the cutest. And she said no excuses. So that's what she wants to do. She wants to make sure that at least that form of your self-care is going to be accessible. So again, let me know where you're chiming in from. Thank you for those who have tapped on the screen. If you haven't tapped on the screen, just tap on the screen. So what if you just came in here, right? And you like, she ain't talking about nothing. Tap on the screen and say bye. Say, girl, bye. Just tap on the screen. Just let me know that you were here. That's all. I just want you to interact. And for those of you all who are just joining, I am Coach Robin Renee, your mindful movement guide through your Pilates journey. I want to help you to get into the best physical, mental, and spiritual, not religious, spiritual state of where your body can be. I hold safe wellness spaces where Black bodies can freely breathe, thrive, and move, because there are so many spaces, one, that are not accessible to certain demographics, certain communities, and a lot of them are the melanated communities, and others that even if a person, I'm trying to say a person of color, I'm saying a Black person. Yeah, a Black person, people of color, you can come on in too. I don't have a problem with that. But certain spaces where we enter, we're not welcome there. Like the doors will be open, and we're let into the actual space, but are we feeling welcome? Does it feel like we belong there? So I intentionally curate those spaces to make sure that when you come through the door, when it comes to one of our events, you belong there. You not only were you invited, you're welcome, and you belong there. So that's what we want to do. And with the Melanin Matters movement, that's the intention behind it. And if you didn't hear me say it earlier, hey, Coach Caprice, they told me to invite you in. And if you didn't know about the Melanin Matters movement, the intention behind it, the mission behind it is to make a global impact in the Pilates industry while shifting the narrative of what Black wellness looks like. Because if you look up pictures, they're a little different now, but it ain't no grave difference. No, it's not a huge difference. You look up pictures where you see Black wellness or Black fitness, it's usually a silhouette, like a black, like a crayon black, not of Black people in wellness. So if you look up just fitness, you can do it right now. Do the what's the new thing, the Chat GPT or the Gemini, whoever it is, the AI people. Ask them. Just put that in there. Just say Black wellness or Black fitness. Typically, it's going to be some silhouettes that comes up. It's not going to be us. Like, it's not going to be Black people. So we want to make sure that, one, that we put this information and make these services, available to our community and more accessible to our community, but also to send a message to the other communities that we do care about ourselves. Like, we're not all just like everybody trying to eat the wrong things and to try to not move our bodies. Now, that is not true. It is not true. And that's our mission, to make sure that we shift that narrative so that people can see, oh, they do care about themselves, because we really do. We really do. And then there are some times where even on a governmental level, and for those of us who are from those spaces and from those neighborhoods, on a governmental level, they're not trying to invest in our communities. We know that, we know that. And so that's why we create our own spaces. And that's why we, do the things that we do. We ain't trying to make nobody mad. We're trying to make us good. That's just what it is. But then some people get mad along the process, and that's so weird to me. That is weird. Let's take a side note. Y'all know that's really weird to me. If somebody excludes you from something, and then you say, okay, I'm excluded, so let me go on over here and do my own thing, and then they come on and kick sand in your eyes, that's weird to me. Like, you told me I couldn't come over here, and I'm good. Like, you keep your stuff, I keep my stuff, but when I go over here and create something and you see a smile on my face, now you want to come over here and damage my stuff? That is really weird. If you're that type of person, let me know why you do that. I'm just saying, put that down there in the chat. Why do you do that? If you're that type of person. If you're not that type of person, you're not going to be able to answer that question. I mean, we can only guess. We can guess some reasons why people do that, but I just have not historically, I just had not understood that. You said we can't come. You put the X up there, we say bet. we're gonna go over here and we're gonna make our own space, and then y'all want to come and tear it up. But anyway, but thank you again for the hearts. Thank you for the taps. Thank you for blessing this page. Thank you for joining in. Again, let me know where you're joining in from, and then whatever questions that you have. It can be questions about self-care. It can be specifically about Pilates. It could be about wellness. You can ask those questions. You don't get too personal, man. My business. Ask me questions about my business. But yeah, but if you ask me some questions, I mean, depending on what it is, I'll answer those questions because I'm not, I'm not hiding anything. But yeah, you don't need to know my social security number. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. You don't need to know that. But let me know. And what did you do for your self-care today? So I know Dee said that she went for a 1 mile walk with her dog and she did the Peloton. So if you did anything to invest in your wellness today, let us know. Let us know what you did. Or what's your go-to? What is your go-to when it comes time to, okay, I got to pour into myself? Or do you mix it up? I mean, do you spice it up? Sometimes it can be movement. Sometimes it can be meditation. Sometimes it can be actual sleep. And there's a difference between meditation and sleep, in case you didn't know. So meditation is, it's clearing your mind to a certain extent, right? So your mind doesn't go blank. Your mind just stays focused on whatever that one thing is. It's just that your mind is not all over the place. So you are calming your mind. You're still in your mind. So you want to make sure that you're not thinking about what happened yesterday, what's going to happen when you leave. And sometimes that meditation has to come in very, very small bites. Very, very small bites. And that's okay because some people get intimidated just by the word meditation. It doesn't mean you have to hum and do all that. You don't have to do that. Meditation is just slowing down. Breathing can be a meditation. So there are some really good controlled breathing methods. My favorite, or at least now at this space and at this time on my journey, mine is box breathing. Now, will I change to a different method? Maybe. But if you don't have anything else that you can do in terms of your self-care, learn how to manage your breathing because that can manage your entire body. It can manage like I said, your mind, your body, and your soul. We want to get into the whole of the person to make sure that you are doing those things that you can easily get to, right? So you have a toolbox. Just like you have a regular toolbox, you want to have a toolbox of self-care strategies so that whatever situation you end up in, you at least have something that you can fall back on. And that breathing, it's pretty accessible, right? Because you're going to take your breath with you wherever you go. You're not going somewhere just holding your breath and passing out, But if you learn how to do the controlled breathing methods, it's called controlled breathing. Again, I'm favoring box breathing right now because it's simple math. I don't want to do 278 and the 659 and the 111882. But there are different methods and they work for different reasons for different people. I'm just favoring the box breathing because it's 4 counts. So it's 4 at the top for an inhale, 4 on the side for a pause, 4 at the bottom for an exhale, 4 on the other side for an inhale, and you just keep that going. So it's like you're making a box. 4 counts. You breathe in for 4 counts, hold your breath for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, and hold your breath for 4 counts. And you continue to do that for however long it is that you have decided that you're going to set aside for that box breathing. So that is a useful strategy. I am virtuous. I'm a virtuous woman. Hey, how are you? That's a useful strategy. Again, taking a nap is a useful strategy. Some people like to soak in a tub. If you like to soak in a tub. I'm also a blue space person. So if you can get me, or if I can get me around some blue space, I'm literally in a whole new space when I get there. So whether I'm watching the water just sitting in my car, because I even go near blue spaces in the wintertime, even when the winds are blowing and the water ain't so blue. But the blue space is the concept. So sometimes you will get to some spaces that are bodies of water that are not blue. But that's the idea. That is the concept, to be in a blue space. And that is biologically and scientifically beneficial for your body as well. So that's another, at least that's what I'm going to share with you. That's another useful strategy for self-care. Some people it's doing their hair. Some people it's, doing their makeup, doing their nails. You can't determine what another person's self-care is. Because I've heard plenty of people say, well, getting your hair done, getting your nails done, that's maintenance. That's not self-care. But they don't know that. They don't know that could be your self-care. So we listen and we don't judge. So if you say that's your self-care, that is your self-care. News Robin, hey, how are you? That's your self-care. If that's what you say, then, that's your self-care. So it could be cracking your toes. If cracking your toes is your self-care, crack your toes. But wash your hands, though. Don't be, wash your hands. But some people like that, though, seriously. Like some people like, popping their knuckles. I went to school with some people who, really this one girl used to pop her knuckles. Like, wow. But that was like soothing for her, like popping her knuckles, so. If that's something that soothes you, if it's something that calms you, if it's something that feeds you on any level, again, whether it's mind, body, soul, then do that. Invest in that if that's going to be a part of your self-care. So again, I am, if you're just joining, hey, welcome into our chat. We're taking a few mindful moments to take care of ourselves, support into ourselves, and even just to share some self-care strategies with one another. So you can do so in the chat. Thank you for everybody that's tapping the screen. Double tappers, triple tappers. Again, you got little kids. Some people have that little tapping thing. I probably need to get that because I go into some people's lives too, and you can tell somebody has a, I don't know if it's called a tapper or not. I don't even know the name of it, but I'm pretty sure somebody will tell me. If y'all know the name of it, then put it down in the chat. But it's some kind of tapper. But I just be in there just tapping because I'm learning. I'm learning about the lives. And again, like I said, I will share what I learned with you. But I have learned that if you just come in someone's live and you're just watching and you're not interacting at all, you're not typing anything in the chat, you're not tapping on the screen, that actually hurts that creator. And also that little gold, it's like a reddish, like an orange, yellow heart up top, is called the Daily Heart Me. Then that gives me points as a host, but it'll also give you points as a creator, because everybody on the app basically is a creator. So that once you start to post your content, then it lets TikTok know, oh, this person supports people, oh, this person interacts with people, so let me take this person's information and share it out so other people can come back. So it's one of those things. You can also interact with people in the chat. I learned that too. I was on somebody's chat and I just answered a couple of questions and I kept seeing these things going up on my screen, and when I opened up my my notifications, I had like 30 people following me. And I just answered a question and I was just sharing some information that I knew, but they appreciated it. And that's one thing I do appreciate, especially about being in the lives. These are real people that are actually in the lives with you. So, it's just not just somebody just scrolling and just going by, on TikTok. So like I said, as I learn, I'm going to share it with you because I'm actually having fun learning because it's a new space. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share that with you. Oh, the 92%. Yeah. That's what we were going to talk about because, we're going to be getting off of here in a few minutes. But the 92%, I don't know if you had heard, but there's a women's march that's going on the 18th. Yes, the 18th, which is next Saturday. And so the 92%ers are like, we chilling. Black women, we're gonna fall back on this one. We're gonna take care of ourselves. So the 92%ers, I don't know who created it, but if you're in the Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana area, that creator has a lot of stuff on. She didn't create it, but she has a list. Her name is It's Really Rhonda. So ITSREALLYRONDA, and she has a whole bunch of black-owned brunch spots from Evanston or Rogers Park all the way out to Richmond Park. So if you want to go on her page, you can see that. If you look up 92% brunch in the search bar on TikTok, I don't know if it's on because I haven't checked Fanbase and I haven't checked YouTube, but I would still say Google it. But if you look up 92% brunch, hey, Barbara, how are you? Thanks for joining the live. But if you look up 92% brunch, there are some creators that have actually listed them by cities to let you know where people are brunching. So basically what it is so black women are deciding to pour into themselves, to invest more into their wellness account through self-care. A part of that is going to be to brunch with one another, to fellowship with one another. And a lot of these people don't even know each other. They're just linking up, and I've seen it more on TikTok, but they're just linking up from TikTok and they're just going to meet up at these black establishments. A lot of them are black women owned, but all of them are just black owned establishments. And they're going to meet up and they're going to have brunch on that day because no, we won't go. No marching for us. So black women are falling back. Some are doing spa days, some are, just hanging out. I don't know if somebody's going to do like a book club, which would be nice too. If somebody did like a book club reading or whatever. But the goal is for the 92% to fall back. It should be a consistent event for us. Yes. Oh, I'm going to, D, I don't know if you saw that. I'm going to Sweet Vegan Bakes. That's where I'm patronizing. So if you are in the Chicagoland area, in the south suburbs, Richmond Park, Sweet Vegan Bakes is it's so good. It's a delicious vegan restaurant in Richmond Park. So I'll be brunching there. So that's where I'm going, after I teach my Pilates class, and then I'm going to go over to Sweet Vegan Bakes. But you can go wherever you want to go. I'm not organizing anything. Yeah, it was delicious. So I'm not going to organize anything. I just share the information of where I'm going to be. I would say stop by anytime that day. You're not confined to a certain time. That's a part of what we're getting free from. We don't want to be confined by all of these rules and all that kind of stuff, right? So if you got a place that you think would be good, a Black-owned place, put it in the chat. That's YouTube. Put it in the chat. TikTok. Put it in the chat. Fan base. Put it in the chat if you have a Black-owned establishment. Whether it's that's Anthony Ross. Thanks for joining us. Whether it's like a cafe or a full-blown restaurant or whatever, the bar. I'm just saying, you trying to go to the bar, go to the bar. Ain't nobody gonna stop you. Ain't nobody gonna judge. We listen and we don't judge. We're not judging you if you want to go to the bar. That is Dr. Mom Attorney. Hey, welcome. Cool. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you for all of my tappers on the screen. Again, like I said, if you're just joining, I am just learning how to do the lives. And so I'm just sharing what I've learned. And so what I've learned is when you come in, you kind of wave, right? You wave, that's your way of coming in. You tap the screen. If you double tap, triple tap, what it does is it's sending the algorithm the message that this is a live that people should be watching. It'll push me out. And just like I showed up on your FYP, I'll show up on somebody else's FYP. So I would greatly appreciate it. The taps are, they're like gold. Yeah, you tap on the screen, it run those numbers up, and they're like, okay, well, people are really interested in this. So let somebody else know what's going on. And so if you're finding any kind of value here, then I would greatly appreciate if you could tap on the screen. This is Attorney. Is that the real Sierra Norris, girl? Is that the real Attorney Sierra? I need you to say something. If that is, oh my God. And you, honey, you and your content, you are doing wonders in the world of law. Oh my God. I'm hoping it's the right Sierra Norris. If it's not, then hey, but I'm just saying, yeah, Attorney Sierra Norris, girl. And I know them Cook County people are tired of you. I know they tired, but do your thing. Do your thing. Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on uplifting the community. Keep on pouring into your new apprentices, all of that. I shouts out to you, hat off to you, if that is the Attorney Sierra Norris. Yes, honey. Yes, hunty. But like I said, that's me commenting on your videos that I know Cook County is tired of you. When they see you coming to any one of them courthouses, I know they're like, oh my God, she's coming. But you're doing your thing. And congratulations on that big one. That big one you did a few months ago. Total congratulations for that. Again, thank you so much for tapping the screen. It does help me, and I do appreciate, and I appreciate you being here with me. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Let me know if you want any other ideas in terms of self-care strategies. The 92% brunch is happening on the 18th. It's happening on January 18th, which is next Saturday. So if somebody send you a message, I'm just saying, so this is how it's going. So don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't share this. If somebody invites you to a march, your answer is no. No, I won't go. That's your answer. No, I'm falling back. I'm sitting this one out because there's a bigger message that is, the goal is to get a bigger message out to the people. Yes, no. Put that in capitals, D. Put that in capitals. Yeah, that's the answer. So that's the bigger message, because what tends to happen when things go down, right? Who do people turn to? People get lost. They be looking for a black woman, right? They look for a black woman. I'm just saying, yeah, it's a blessing, it's a curse on one end, it's an honor, it's a privilege, but at the same time, we tired. Let's take the R out. We tired, and we resting. And so for that particular one, we falling back, And so even if you don't go to the march, and if you don't decide to invest anything into your wellness account as far as self-care, just have a seat. If that's it, just have a seat. Now, for those binge watchers, that could be your self-care. That's a part of your therapy. You trying to catch up on these seasons, but my hat's off to you, because y'all be focused catching up on all of those seasons of whatever show. I just think that's amazing, when you catch up on, on those seasons. If that's your self-care, do that. If you want to learn how to make some new teas, if you want to knit, if you want to crochet. Oh, here's another thing. This is what I want to share with you all. Okay, Derek Ashley is telling me to invite you in. I don't know if you want to come in. Let me know if you want to come in, but it's telling me, okay, I better stop touching stuff. TikTok, I'm sorry. I'm trying to, but it's telling me to invite you in. But another thing, did you know that a part of your self-care can come straight from your kitchen? Not only with what you eat, with the things that you know ingest from your kitchen, but you actually have products in your kitchen that will work very well on your body, on your skin, on your hair. Like you don't have to go out and get all of this fancy stuff. I've been making my own products for years. I actually used to, you know, have a product line when my business first started. It started as a mobile spa party company, and so I actually made the products with the essential oils, you know, and the organic carrier oils and all that. It's a whole story behind that. Maybe I'll do that on one of the lives, but it's a whole story behind that. You know why that. So I waved at like with the okay. Hey, Miss Stacy, how are you? Thanks for joining. But yeah, but like straight in your kitchen. So if you can just start looking at just your ingredients, look in your pantry. So if you got olive oil, just pull some. That's a good task. That's a good task for you. Like, what can I do in my house that's already, it's already in my house, already in my kitchen? Go pull out some olive oil and then go to whatever you use. You can go to TikTok, you can go to ChatGPT, you can go to the Googles, wherever you want to go. Just put it in there and put the benefits. That's James Bates. Hey, James, welcome to the live. Put that in there and see the benefits of olive oil. And you looking like all this time, but I've been over here buying all this stuff, right? You see the benefits of things that you can do with what you already have. Your spices, a lot of your spices are medicinal. When you look at like what garlic, you might be a little tart, but I'm just saying, do that at night. Do that at night so you can make sure, you get that metabolized in your system. But I'm just saying, but you just look up garlic, look up all the benefits, especially during the cold and flu season. Look up garlic. I don't know if you cook with ginger or if you have ginger. So garlic, ginger, lemon juice, and honey. There you go. There you go. Thank me later. Thank me later. That's good. That's good for colds. That's good for coughs. You blend those things up. Like you just get real creative in your kitchen, and it's stuff that you already have. You use turmeric. You can say turmeric, but there's actually an R in it. Did you know that? I don't know if the R is silent or not. I need somebody to verify that for me. But yeah, if you use that, look up what that does. Look at what that ingredient, what that spice does. Cayenne. Let me take a pause on this because, yeah. Cayenne pepper. The main ingredient is capsaicin. Thanks again for all my screen tappers. Thank you again for joining the live. Thank you again. I don't think anybody shared it out. I can't tell if anybody shared it out, but if you did share it out, I thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, fan base. I appreciate you, YouTube. Okay, and so TikTok. So capsaicin, look that up. If you got something near you where you can look it up, look at all of the things that capsaicin does, right? You talking about, people take medication for a lot of different things. And, I don't want them to cut me off, so I don't know if I can say this. But anyway, people take medication. I can't say the actual word. They take the eds, right? Take eds for certain things. And then you have the medical professionals. Y'all fill the letters in, right? Medical professionals who will prescribe you the medication over trying to figure out what in your diet could be, not diet as in, you're restricting yourself food, but I mean your nutrition. I'll just say that the things that you eat. What could you use in the things that you eat to help you to alleviate some of those problems? The first thing that happens is you go in, but they got 5 to 7 minutes. I'm just saying they have 5 to 7 minutes to sit with you and to figure out everything that's going on with you. You have something, the minute you mention a symptom, you got a whole prescription. And you like, what the, like how I get that? I just told you I stumped my toe, right? So you got all kind of stuff, like broken to, like when you look at and I thank God for the My Charts, right? So you can go in and see the stuff that people be writing about you. You can see that stuff. We used to couldn't see that stuff. Well, we didn't have access to it. I would not confirm or deny whether I saw my stuff before the computers or not. I ain't saying. But anyway, so before the computerized My Charts, so you can go in and see your stuff. It's interesting to see the sorts of things that are written down as a result of a conversation, a 5 to 7 minute conversation that you have with someone. A lot of times people don't go to, the doctors on a regular basis. So this is somebody who don't even know you. So you came in and you're sharing something with them, and then you leave and you got all this stuff and you got to walk out with that big old Ziploc bag when you go to the pharmacy. Like, what the? I just came in here, to kind of get a checkup, and, then I end up with, all of this stuff. So anyway, when you look at capsaicin, that's what we're talking about, the main ingredient in cayenne. Now, I don't like spicy food, so if I got to eat it and you sprinkle it on my food, that's not my ministry. It's not my ministry. It's not my ministry at all to eat the hot spicy foods, but I do take capsaicin. But so if you have access to it and you're on here, I actually want you to put this in the chat. Look at what capsaicin does for your blood. So somebody look up what it does for your blood. Somebody look up what it does for your digestive system. Somebody else look up what it does for, so we got your heart. So look up what it does for your heart. And when you see these things, and it's the main ingredient in cayenne pepper. You can get it in the capsule form. I take it in the capsule form. You can get it in liquid form, but like I said, I don't like spicy stuff. So that's something that got to come up on me on the other side. I need it coated. I need it to go down. I need to be able to eat something with it. But you can feel it. You can feel it when the capsules start to dissolve. But yeah, if you look at that and you see, and you can actually compare medications to what capsaicin does, and it just makes you wonder. Anti-inflammatory, yes ma'am, it certainly is an anti-inflammatory. So you can compare the medication, like I said, I don't know if they're gonna block me for saying that, but this is Living on the Butter Side. Hey, how are you? Living on the Butter Side. But yeah, so if you look up all of the conditions that capsaicin can take care of, and there are so many medications that you'll get, and you thinking like, so I could have taken this, but now you have this, and then it becomes a part of your chart. And when it becomes a part of your chart, it is a history. So to try to get something off your medical record. Thanks again for joining. Let me know where you're joining in from. Continue to tap the screen to make sure that we get this pushed out to the For You page so other people can see it. It reduces cholesterol, blood fat levels, and it can decrease body weight. Exactly. Just from that. And a lot of people don't even realize that that's already in your pantry. That's already, but then you'll get the medications written out where you go and you're like, I could have been taking this all along. But you got to be consistent. So let me say this. So we are talking about capsaicin, but I'm just saying about any herbal remedies that you decide to take. Of course, if you are under the care of a doctor, I have to say this. This is for, I got to say entertainment, not educational. This is for entertainment purposes only. But if you are under the care of a medical professional, make sure you run these things by them, first. And another thing you can do even before you go, look up what kind of natural or herbal remedies that could alleviate the symptoms that you may have or the conditions that you may have, and then discuss that with your medical professional. Now, they don't have a lot of training in medical schools when it comes to natural remedies and natural healing. So this is what I'll say about that. This is just my opinion, right? I mean, I'm going to do my own, hey, Happy, how are you? So I'm going to do my own research, anyway, for myself, but I wouldn't want to put the pressure of a medical professional giving me some advice or giving me information on taking some herbal remedies that they have not studied for. So we have to be fair with medical professionals. They know medicine. So they know what medicine to give you, and they know what the medicine is going to do. So that's a part of you trusting the processes. They know what they're doing on the medical side. You can't get angry with them because they didn't give you a natural remedy. They didn't study that. And so would you want somebody who didn't study that to say, well, you should take this, and they don't know what it's going to do for you? Just like I'm just saying, it's one thing, a pregnant person with, some peppermint essential oil, that ain't a good thing. That may not be a good thing, but I'm just saying, but they would know that. So that's all I'm saying. So be fair when it comes to your medical professionals, that you understand that they know medicine. They are specialists in their field. And I got something else to say about that. Primary care physicians are they're the doorkeepers, right? They got the key. They're the ones walking around, with the big old ring on and with the chain or whatever. Okay, yes, ask questions regarding natural remedies, but also search for specialist professionals. And that's where I'm going to right now, D. Yep, thank you so much. Thank you all for tapping the screen. So your primary care physician is the one who has the key. So this is just me. I got all kinds of specialists. I'm going to see my primary care physician, but I'm asking for a referral to a specialist. And it's not to say that my primary care physician doesn't know what she's doing, because she does. She's actually very good, but she's not a specialist in a particular area. So especially if you got insurance and you going in there and the insurance is paying for it anyway, doctor, can I get a referral to a dermatologist, right? Because I'm just looking at that one little bump. They don't know, because a whole lot of things start from one little bump. So just start to get into the mindset that there are specialists that are out there. Your insurance is already paying for it. Get those referrals and go see the specialist. And then that way you can follow up with the specialist, because something that your primary care physician could have deemed as something else could turn into something else when you could have had it treated earlier, if that's making sense. So yeah, see the specialist. See, that's just me. See the specialist. Like, what's the fingernail specialist name? I want to see the fingernail specialist. What's the hair specialist and whatever. What's the elbow specialist? I need an elbow specialist. Whatever it is, go and see that specialist, and you do have the right to ask for that. I mean, now I don't know the relationship that you have with your primary care physician, but that's another thing that you need to work on. You need to build. But make sure that you are taking time to take care of you, and that's what we're here for today. We're discussing self-care strategies, useful self-care strategies that you can take with you, those things that you don't have to go so far out, of your way to do, or you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to do. We want it to be something simple, something accessible, but very effective. That is RLT 1952. Thank you so much for joining. Again, continue to tap the screen. I will let you know. I'm learning about, being a live host and the things that I've learned. I will let you know. So, hey, Miss Stacy, how are you? I'll let you know. So when you come into the room, you can tap the screen, as a hi. You can even say a hi in the chat. These are things that I'm learning, and I'm also practicing as I'm going into other lives. And as I continue to do these, if you come back to my lives, so my plan is to do my lives on Sundays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want to come and check into the live, and this is where we're going to take some mindful moments to take time to take care of you. We will discuss those wellness strategies, useful strategies for you to improve your wellness, as well as Pilates. I'm a Pilates teacher. So if you got those Pilates questions, then ask me. I wish some people were in here. This is Miss Stacy Foster. Hey, how are you? Thank you for joining, Stacy. So if some of those people are in here, I'm not like, we listen and we don't judge. I probably do be judging. I don't know. But that little plastic thing, you know how you have nails on a chalkboard? When I see that little plastic thing, and I know y'all probably seen them, and they keep calling it a mini Pilates reformer. It's not. It is not. Stop calling it that. It is not a mini Pilates reformer. It is not. That ain't no maxi. It ain't no mini. It ain't no mojo. It ain't no moco. It ain't no coco. It's not a Pilates reformer. It's a piece of plastic, and they put some kind of resistance bands on it and a couple of handles or whatever. So if you all seen that, just let me know. In fact, tap the screen if you see what I'm talking about. But as a Pilates teacher, that's one of those things that just make me like, why are you calling that? But I know why, part of the reason why, because Pilates is a money grabbing term at this point. A lot of people are trying to get into it. And so people just slap that name on anything. And also be mindful, just like with your doctors and with you getting specialists in terms of what it is you need to have taken care of with your health, do the same thing with Pilates. I'm telling you, the same thing with Pilates. Everybody that's telling you if they're teaching Pilates, I haven't seen them. I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen a lot of them. They are not teaching you Pilates. They're selling you the name Pilates, but they're not teaching you actual Pilates. So you want to make sure of that. And also be mindful of doing videos, online videos, because a lot of people go to YT. They go to YT and they do those videos, but a lot of those videos are not giving you the feedback that you need for your individual body to make Pilates more customized to what your body needs, and you could actually end up injured because you're just watching somebody do something and they're not giving you the cues that you need for your individual body. So just be mindful of that. I'm not telling you not to do it, but be mindful that you could end up with some injuries because you didn't really know what you were doing. You were just watching them, but not understanding there are a whole lot of small muscles. Pilates get into those small muscles. So there are a whole lot of little small muscles that are working behind the scene and under the surface for them to execute those moves. And if you're just watching and you just see them doing the moves and then you decide that you're going to go and do it and you end up injured, you can't sue them. I'm just saying. You made that decision. You make that decision to go ahead and start doing that stuff. So just be mindful. And then you hear the whole Pilates is so expensive. Pilates is so expensive. And there are some people who put a high price tag, on their Pilates classes. I'm not going to lie about that. Some people do. Some people do that on purpose. It's a lot of folds to that. So it could be 10-fold. It could be 20-fold. Part of it is the education that goes behind what Pilates teachers have to go through, especially a comprehensively trained teacher. Some of them are in, trainings for a year, maybe even more. You talk about hundreds and hundreds of hours of studying, of student teaching, of apprenticeship. So yeah, it costs a lot, on some scales. It'll cost a lot for them to do that as far as that. Financially, this is Bailey Dam. Thank you for joining. So you're paying for that as well. You're also paying for The area, location, depending on where you're going, you're paying for that. You're paying for the studio. And when you see those, people call them machine things. If you see those, this Audacity books and merch, hey, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. And when you see those machines are called reformers, and reformers are not cheap. And especially if you go into a classical Pilates studio, those things they're not cheaply made, and then they don't have a low price tag. So you're paying for that as well when you go into the Pilates classes. You're paying for, so you got the instructor, you're paying for the location, you're paying for the studio, and you're paying for the equipment. And that's why a lot of times you'll see those classes that are small. Now, when you have the big chains and they have the larger classes, your chance of injury, that risk goes up, because that teacher can't put eyes on everybody that's in that class as effectively as they could if it was only 3 to 5 people, in the class. And I don't know if you all saw the video. I'm just not really sure what would possess the studio to post it, because the one that I saw was from the studio with the girl who was trying to stand up on a reformer and she face planted down into the well. Like, it wasn't funny. It was dangerous. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people, that has happened to a lot of people, they just haven't posted it. But that's what happens when you go and you just want to hop on the machine. Like, I want to get on the machine. That machine comes with a lot of risk. And it pays for you to go ahead and get someone who has the experience and who has the expertise to help you to navigate that reformer successfully. That's what you want, when it comes to Pilates. I'm, mat and reformer certified, but I start people on the mat. I'm that introduction, and I love being that. So there are so many people who are first timers, who are beginners, who've never done Pilates, and who've just been curious about it. I like being the introduction. I like being that bridge to get people ready if they decide that they want to go further and they want to go into, other equipment. But that reformer, as a Pilates teacher, I would not recommend at all that you start in a reformer class at all. Learn how your body responds to Pilates first on the mat before you decide to get on that reformer. And again, that can be really tricky because you have all these moving parts. And if you saw that video, if you all know what I'm talking about, tap the screen, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that girl, but I didn't understand why the one that I saw was from the studio's page that posted it. So I know some people have, hey D, how are you? Thanks for joining. So I'm not sure why they would post that, because that's like a liability. And the teacher wasn't there. There was a guy that was next to him. You all know what I'm talking about. Tap the screen and put it in the chat if you've seen that video. She was sitting on the short box on the reformer, and she tried to grab, I think she was trying to grab her loops or something like that. And she stood up and she face planted down. And in the video, in that clip, I don't know where the teacher was. I have no clue. I heard the teacher talking. I believe I heard the teacher, but I didn't see the teacher at all. There was a guy that was next to her that ran over there to try and help her. So that's like a straight up lawsuit. Anyway, we listen and we don't judge. But I was wondering whether I was judging or not. I was wondering on that. Yeah, but again, get someone that's a professional, just like with your medical professional. See your primary care physician, but when there's something specifically going on with you, ask for a referral to the specialist so that you can take better care of yourself through that specialist. If you have the insurance and your insurance is paying for it, why not? There are so many people who have insurance who don't go to the doctor because they say the doctor's going to tell them something bad. But if something bad, hi Pamela Parks, how are you? Thanks for joining. But if something bad is going to happen, if you don't go to the doctor, do you think is not going to happen? Still go. You still have to go. It's better to learn something bad in the beginning instead of letting it build up and then it gets worse when you decide that you can't take it anymore, the irritation, the pain or whatever it is, and then you go and then you get this. Well, if you would have came in, 6 months ago, there are different things, different therapies that we could have used to alleviate this. So yeah, being scared, I'm not saying don't be scared. It takes a lot of courage to go when there's something going on with you and you don't know what it does. It takes a lot of courage. If you pray, right? If you meditate, whatever it is that you need to do to get into a space, take a friend, just like phone a friend. What was that game? I'll tell you, what was that game? You remember to say, do you want to phone a friend? It was a game show. Phone a friend if you need to take someone, to the doctor with you. But generally with conditions that start to happen in our bodies, there are some that will come on suddenly. There are some. But a lot of conditions are slow building. Oh, who wants to be a millionaire? Okay, yeah, right. Phone a friend, take them to the doctor with you, right? So you want, and that is Native Souls. Hey, Native Souls, thank you so much for joining the live. Okay. So I'll wait to Native Souls. So yeah, so again, You want to make sure that you are honing in on those things that you need as an individual, as opposed to you just saying, oh, because raise your hand, we listen and we don't judge. I be on the Googles. So I'm telling you, I be on the Googles. If something happen, I'm going to the Google. I'm going to the doctor too, but I got to go on the Googles. But sometimes that you got everything. You have every condition. Once you start looking like, oh my God, and then you click the next line, oh my God, I got that too, I got that too. But still, get an idea, get, sort of an idea of what could possibly be going on with you, but still go to a medical professional. The emergency room is meant for crisis situations. And so if you have a habit of waiting until things get that bad that you end up in the emergency room, you also have to realize in the emergency room, and I'll say this about emergency room professionals, because they are top tier, because they got to know all kind of stuff. They got to know when somebody come in, with a impaled object like in their eye, something stuck in their nose, something stuck in their ear. Like they have to know like a whole bunch of stuff in the emergency room. But again, chances are that is not your doctor. That is not your regular physician when you go into the emergency room. So their job is to get you through triage, to get you out of that crisis and to stabilize you. And then they're going to refer you back to your doctor anyway. And guess what? You could have went there 6 months ago. You could have went there 3 months ago. So when things first start happening, if you start to learn and you start to see a pattern of things, that's a part of your responsibility with your self-care. Now, the society that we live in, I'm going to say this, the society and especially the country that we live in is responsible. Are they going to ban me? I don't know. I'm going to say it. If I get kicked off, y'all know why. But anyway, but the society that we live in, like the world that we live in, the fast-paced world, and then the country that we live in, I'm not going to say is responsible. It's responsible. I was going to say that. It's responsible for a lot of the things that go inside our food. So if you think about the conditions, and especially I'm in the U.S., so I don't know where everybody else is, but I'm in the U.S. If you think about the most common conditions in the U.S., that should spark questions in your mind. Like, why are these so common? What do we have in common? All these people who don't know each other and all these people who are not related to each other, it is the food. What we have in common in our country is the food that we're eating. So now we got to start doing a little bit of research as to what's happening with the food, even with our soil. The soil is not the same. It is not the same as it was in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 40s. It's not the same soil. It's tainted. Our soil is, so even when you try and go for the better, quality foods, you can get them. Farmers markets are really good places, to go. You have those small, okay, yes, the food is so different and clean outside of you. Yeah, we'll talk about that too. Thank you so much. Yeah, the food is different and clean outside of the U.S. But when we start to look at things that are approved, if you look at the ingredient list, like a famous products, so I'm just going to say a famous cereal brand, if you look them up, like the colors and stuff that are used in the U.S., foods are not the same. They're using like beets to color some red. In another country, they're using beet juice. They're not using the FD, F947, whatever that is, color red. They're not using it. This is Dia Solara. Hey, thank you for joining the live. Again, come on in. Let me know where you're joining in from. Your location, any questions that you may have about wellness, that you may have about self-care. Oh, wait. Dia Solar, can you put a comment in the chat so I can pin you so people will know who to follow? If you want to get stretched, I'm telling you that flexibility. You're in Lexington, South Carolina. Okay, Pamela. All right. Yep. That is correct though. Yep. When you look at the other food. So this is what I was gonna say about food. Shadia, put something in the chat so I can pin you up so people can see you. Coach Caprice, you as well. I'm gonna pin you up because we're about to end this live. So type something in the chat so I can pin you up so that people can get your information, and then I'll do your commercial. I'll do your commercial for you. But when you travel and you go to these other countries, when people say my stomach was so messed up when I went over, that food messed my stomach up. Really, if you came from the U.S., your stomach messed that food up. That's what that was. That wasn't the food messing your stomach up. That food did what it was supposed to do in your stomach. And by your stomach, our stomachs, I'm gonna put me in the category because I live in the U.S. There's a lot of stuff that I don't eat, but I'm gonna say us. Coming from the U.S., our stomachs are like vibranium coated. They have so many things. No, vibranium is good. Let me take that back. I'm sorry, Wakanda. No. But they are coated with so many. I don't even want to use the word toxins, but there's just so many things that slow down our digestive system. That's what's happening with our body. So when we go somewhere and we get the actual fresh food and it goes in and it does what it's supposed to do, you be like, I spent 2 days in the bathroom, that food messed my stomach up. No, baby, it helps to clear you out. So they're not taking laxatives over there. They're not doing colonics. Like all the stuff that we do over here to try to clean out our digestive system, they're not doing it in other countries. And then we call them poor. We call them, third world countries. Now they got the goods. They got the good. When you could just come out of your house and you pull, a mango off a tree, a coconut, and you slice the coconut, you just drinking the coconut water. That's living. That's living. But we're a bit arrogant over here. Shadia, put something in the chat, and Coach Caprice, put something in the chat, because I'm gonna shout you all out. I'm gonna ping you, let people know what you do, let people know how to get in touch with you, and then we're gonna land this plane. We're gonna land this plane again. The 92% brunch is next Saturday, the 18th. I'm trying to make sure I talked about. Okay, I talked about what I need to talk about. The 92% brunch, if you're deciding that you are, hi Wanda Walton, thank you for joining. If you are if you are doing the 92% brunch and you have Black owned places that you know about, you can put that down in the chat, or just go and chill. You can do something at home. Go into your, hi King Howard, how are you? Thanks for joining the live. You can go in your pantry. Remember, that's your assignment. Now, that's your assignment. So when you come back next Sunday at 3 p.m., I want to see what you found. Go in your cabinets and look at, hi Jubilee, thanks for joining. Go into your cabinets and look at your oils, look at your spices, and look at the medicinal qualities of those things. So what are they good for? We already got capsaicin. So if you didn't look up capsaicin, you can look that up. That is Derek Sutton. Oh, okay, they're making me verify. I am a human. What? Okay, wait, y'all. Give me 1 second. They're making me pull this puzzle piece over. I'm a human. Okay. So that's your assignment, to go into your cabinets and look at your spices and see what you can do with those medicinally. And if you know anything about how medicines are made and why they're in those amber bottles, we can do a whole show on that. Why they're in those amber bottles, because they did start off as some form of an herb, or at least the concept of it, and they went in the lab and recreated and did some mad scientist type of stuff. I mean, we're not gonna do that now because we're about to end this live. Thank you, Val Renee, for joining the live. Thank you for all of my tappers. If you're a double tapper, triple tapper, again, you got a little kid there, let your little kid tap on the screen, because that helps me to get out on the FYP page. And just like I showed up on yours, I'll show up on somebody else's. And if you found value in the conversation that we had today, share it with somebody. Share it with somebody. Share the information that you learned here, the useful strategies. Talk about taking naps, right? Naps can actually put you in a whole different state of mind. Like my cousin say, shout out to my cousin CC. Naps can help you make good decisions, right? You go and get yourself rested. Blue space. Blue space is my thing. I can, like, whether I'm getting in the water, like in a blue space, or just sitting in front of some blue space, that does something to me. But there's scientific and biological evidence of what blue space does. Look that up. That's another assignment for y'all, because we're coming back every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So look at blue space, what blue space can do for your blood pressure, for your mental clarity, what it can do for your heart rate, all of that. Just sitting in some blue space. Now, if you get in the water, that's fine. If that's not a problem. That'll help to increase that. But even just looking, if you just go and sit in front of a body of water, it's called blue space because that is the concept. So again, if you happen to sit in front of a lake or in front of a river and the water ain't blue, it's still considered a blue space. But that's where it came from, the concept of, like the ocean, of the blue space. So what else? We talked about Pilates. You being careful out there. Now be careful out there in the Pilates streets. I'm just saying. If you got that little piece of plastic, I'm just saying. We listen, we don't judge. But if you don't have one, don't worry. I'm just saying, don't worry. There are different things you can do with your body as opposed to sliding around on that piece of plastic. But again, I'm a Pilates teacher, and that just sends me into orbit when I see that. Hey, Ashley Wilfong. Hey, Ashley, thank you for joining us. We're going to wrap up. Coach Caprice, type something in the chat so I can pin you, and Shadia, so that way I can pin you so people can get in touch with you, so they can, be a part of your community in terms of invite D's. Okay, D said you just joined. Maybe D just left out and came back. Okay, hey. So I want to just introduce you to two of the people that are on here. Put something in the chat, Coach Caprice and Shadia, and then that way I can let people know who you are, and so that they will be able to connect with you and get some help along with their wellness journey. So again, we'll come back here on Sundays. This is McCarroll Wellness. Thank you for, Tasha, thank you for joining the live. So we're actually going to wrap up. Coach Caprice, I don't know if you're able to type something in the chat, but if you're not following Coach Caprice, I don't know if you can see her down in there, but follow Coach Caprice. She's like really all things wellness. And so she helps female leaders and executives be well enough to step into the purpose that God has called them for. I hope I got it all right, Coach Caprice. I think I got it all right. But yeah, but still, just follow Coach Caprice. She gives all sorts of wellness tips and nutrition tips. I don't do the nutrition stuff because, I mean, I'm pretty regimented, you know, when it comes to the things that I eat. I mean, I can share the things that I eat, but you talking about your macros, your micros, your proteins, your carbs, all of that. That's Coach Caprice. So you want to follow Coach Caprice because she's going to break all of that stuff down to make sure that you understand what your plate should be looking like. I have a general idea. I know it should be colorful and I know it should be, fresh in its freshest state. Yeah, I get that. But like I said, you know, that's a part of Coach Caprice's actual program. It's not a part of my program. It's a part of what I do for myself personally. So that's what I'm saying. Like I can share things, but people will get bored with what I eat. Like, you gonna eat that again? Mm-hmm. I'm okay eating that. But again, like if you want those different, ideas, and I do share, some things as to how you can make things plant-based. Not saying you can't never eat no meat. You can eat as much meat as you want to eat. That's your business. We listen and we don't judge. But there are some things that you can do to help to push you further along your wellness journey, in a healthier lifestyle. And that's just what we're here for. And that's what we want to do to make sure that we do that. And thanks again for my tappers on the screen and one for the road. Just tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. Again, thank you for joining. I am Coach Robin Renee, your mindful movement guide through your Pilates journey. I'm also the visionary behind the Melanin Matters movement, where we honor Black bodies through Contrology. We hold safe wellness spaces where Black bodies can freely breathe, move, and thrive. We are on a mission to globally impact the Pilates industry while shifting the narrative of what Black wellness looks like, because wellness is a right for all, not a privilege for the few. Again, I thank you for joining. Meet me back here, same bat time, same bat channel. I don't know what time zone that you're